podcast where best friends and next-door neighbors, Willow and Lillian, spill the tea on murder, mysteries, and other things that go bump in the night. So get your favorite teacup ready, and let's get into it. Welcome to Cruelty Podcast. This is Lillian. With me is Merris, because it's Merris Monday.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't
What's
have
up?
any news.
No news. There's no breaking news.
No, there's nothing. Everything is fine.
Same old, same old.
Here. Knocking on wood.
Yeah, that's
I don't
right.
want the universe to notice I'm doing okay, and then it fucking curb stomps me again.
Do not notice me, senpai.
No, notice me
Yeah.
not. So, Merris has no idea what I'm going to talk about today.
Not a clue, as usual.
As usual.
Uh-huh.
I did give him a hint, the word goat, but...
That means nothing to me.
And you're going to be really confused once I start talking. So,
Okay.
If you've not seen the movie, The Exorcist, you've at least heard about it.
I've seen it.
Yeah, you didn't like it.
Yeah.
Released in 1973, this paranormal horror film shocked, horrified, and freaked out the entire world. It was banned multiple times, said to cause people to faint and barf. I've seen it. I've seen both the theatrical release and the director's cut.
I mean, I barf to stuff. That's a usual reaction.
It's a little extreme. I mean, it's got gross parts, but it's not barf-worthy.
No. I mean, but I barf to stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I've read the book, too, for the record. This is
Yeah.
probably, like, my number one horror movie.
Okay.
I think it's a brilliant film. The book is very good as well. Very scary and gross.
Yeah.
But you might not know that The Exorcist is based on a true story. Instead of a little girl, it was a little boy.
All right.
Yeah. So first I'm going to go over the plot of The Exorcist for all the youngins who've not seen it, because it's an old movie and they may think it's crap. It's not. Go watch it. It's good. But so you have an old priest who is in the Middle East doing some like archaeology. He unearths a St. Joseph's medallion and an ancient figurine of the demon Pazuzu.
Right. I know about that guy.
Yeah, Pazuzu. We'll talk about him more in a minute. The demon is now really fucking pissed off for some reason and fixates on Father Merrin, the priest.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's so mad, but he is.
Catholic priests are spooky. I mean, that's a true thing.
They are creepy.
Yeah.
What with their propensity of child touching and all.
They really have a problem with that.
Yeah, they sure do. Meanwhile, we go to Washington, D.C., where single mom actress Chris lives with her daughter, Reagan. Reagan is a typical 12-year-old girl until she starts playing with a Ouija board and interacts with an entity that calls itself Captain Howdy.
Yeah.
Spoiler, this is Pazuzu.
I mean, but Captain Howdy's a way better name.
I fucking love Captain Howdy.
He sounds jolly.
He does, which I think was the idea. To get
Yeah.
a kid to play with you, you're going to give yourself an innocuous, silly name.
Right. I mean, they have a propensity to do that.
Shenanigans.
Or sound like children.
Yeah, stop that. Reagan starts acting all weird. The house seems to be haunted, and all of this escalates until Chris, Reagan's mother, exhausts all possible logical explanations. She runs into a priest named Damien Karras and begs him to help her to do an exorcism on her now violent, green barf spewing, ankle licking, crucifix abusing daughter.
Yeah, which is it's pea soup. We all know that.
I think it was a combo of many things. But
Oh, yeah.
pea soup was included, yeah.
Right.
Fucking love pea soup, by the way. You'd think the movie would have put me off, but it didn't. You don't like pea soup.
It's okay. It's just it's like peasant food or something. You'd eat it with turnips or something.
Hey, newsflash.
I know we're peasants, but
Enjoy your gruel, bitch.
it just looked like gruel. Yeah.
It's delicious. I love a good, like, split pea and ham soup.
Yes, but when it's got the ham chunks, but then you're just sort of fishing around, waiting, trying to find a ham.
No, I'm enjoying the sweet green flavor of the peas. You're just a fool. And there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's true.
So Father Karras reluctantly agrees, thinking the kid is just mentally ill. But when he goes there, Reagan is speaking in different languages, opening a drawer even though she's tied up. He records this, and when he plays it backwards, you can hear the demon asking for Father Merrin. Yeah. Long story short, both priests die, saving Reagan from Pazuzu. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Movie is scary, layered and interesting, and all around great. Highly recommend. But what's the real story behind the movie? I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
So first, I just want to put it out there. If you go forth and Google this later, because a lot of people will Google things after I've talked about them because they're interested, you're going to find a treasure trove of false information.
Okay.
So if it's not in this episode, pretty much I would suspect that it didn't happen. Because I got all this from the literal horse's mouth. I didn't talk to the guy. He's dead.
Right. Well, if you used a Ouija board, you can. This movie is scientific documentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
The original story was clearly exploited for profit, obviously. So a lot of shit's made up. So our story takes place sometime in the mid-1949, like in the middle of the year, in Cottage City, Maryland. Unlike the book and the movie, this story is about a 14-year-old boy named Ronald Hunkeler.
Great last name.
I even have in my notes, my God, what a name.
Great Look, last name.
I'm gonna do my listeners a favor, okay?
Right.
Cisgender people out there listening to me, and cisgender means you identify with the sex you were assigned at birth. You don't have to keep your ridiculous, horrible family name. If your name is Janet Turdcott, it doesn't have to stay that way.
I'd keep it.
I knew a girl named
Shout
Janet
out to
Turdcott.
Janet out there.
I'm sorry. I'm using you as an example. But if you have a name that's silly, like Fart Huffer or something ridiculous, you can change it. You don't have to be trans to change your name.
Right.
This Lillian Asterius, not the name I was given at birth. And no, I'm not going to tell you what it is because I fucking hate it and I never want to hear it again.
Right.
But you can change it.
It's true. You can.
You can change your name to like Cleo von Frankenstein if you want, which is fucking cool. You don't have to keep your lame name. I'm just doing this as a public service announcement.
I was going to say SpongeBob, but then I realized that's probably copyrighted. I don't think that can be your name.
It can.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First name Sponge, last name Bob.
Why not?
Why not? So, anyway, he was born in 1935 to a middle-class family. Ronald was a typical kid. There are lots of stories about his aunt, who he was close to, who was a spiritualist, and she supposedly introduced him to a Ouija board. So, he was an only child. He had no other kids around him to play with. As a result, he played a lot with like his older relatives, like his aunt and his mom and dad, and he was spoiled as fuck.
Yeah.
According to even himself.
Okay.
He was not a good kid.
Oh.
And anyway, he was really devastated when his aunt passed away because she was kind of like his buddy. And that's when weird stuff started happening at home.
Right.
Knocks on the walls. One thing that was really disturbing is that anytime he would get in bed, the whole bed would shake.
Well, you know, a lot of times it's not like the aunt. I don't think it's that. I think that when someone passes, it sort of like opens up a door or something.
Yes. But
so
this
it's not like the aunt is doing this.
No, it was whatever he contacted through the Ouija board got an opportunity to come through because the aunt died and left the door open when she died and that kind of thing. So, like I said, knocks on the walls and his bed violently shaking, so he couldn't sleep, and that's scary.
Scary for sure.
Yeah. So, in addition to that, he started getting scratches all over his body, and he started behaving strangely. Where he had once been pretty well behaved kid, I mean, you know, ornery but not criminal. He started like violently cussing, throwing shit.
Oh, dang.
And then just in general screaming and being, you know, weird. He started speaking in a guttural, demon-y sounding voice.
I'm laughing, but like it'd be scary if your kid were doing that.
It would. But, you know, I always think it's funny. Demons use like voices. Right. It'd be a lot funnier if they were like, "Hey there, guys."
Well, Captain Howdy should have that voice.
Well, hey.
Yeah.
That would, I think,
would be frightening though,
and funny. But just imagine like your kid's head spinning around. He's like, "Woohoo!"
No, that's very scary what you're describing.
Yeah. In addition, there was a lot of poltergeist activity in the house. Mm-hmm. Shit would just fly across the room. Furniture was being moved across the room. Any holy relic of any kind, like a picture of Jesus in the house, flew off the wall. Fuck you, Jesus.
Jesus. I didn't mean to say that was dumb.
It was a bit dumb, but that's okay. So his parents first, like in the movie, went the traditional route. They took him to the doctor, they took him to psychologists.
Yeah.
And after all these medical tests, and we're talking months of medical tests, nothing revealed itself. He couldn't go to school anymore. He had to be tied up in bed because he was so violent.
That's messed up.
Yeah. So they weren't Catholic, but Lutheran. So exorcism wasn't really an idea that they had. But their reverend, their Lutheran minister, Luther Schulz. So he's a Lutheran minister named Luther. That's
just
stupid.
divine
Clearly. He contacted the parapsychology department at Duke University in North Carolina. He told Duke that chairs flew across the room, furniture marked up the floors from sliding across it, and Jesus got yeeted off the wall.
Oh, yep. Yep. I would be concerned.
Yeah, like especially when Ronald would walk past it. Jesus just flew off the wall.
I mean, the jerk in me wants to giggle at this, but
Just, woo! There you go.
the Jesus getting yeeted, it's just, I would be crapping my pants, to be quite honest.
Oh,
but
yeah. So it was either the minister, Duke University, or the family, I don't know, who contacted a Jesuit priest named William Bowden. Now, we've talked about the Jesuits briefly before, but there's something sneaky and suspicious going on with them.
But they're like the mega Catholics for that. Like,
They're uber Catholic.
they're like the elite ones,
Yeah, see, I don't know.
the boss Catholics.
It's like the boss fight. I thought that was
Yeah.
a pope.
Yeah, he is the boss.
A Jesuit?
Yeah, I actually do think that they usually get somebody in a Jesuit to the cardinals to move up.
I don't understand all this popery.
It is potpourri for sure, especially when they're like choosing one and the smoke is coming out. And
If y'all don't think that sound like witchcraft, all the Catholic Church, I don't know what to tell you.
we're gonna get canceled.
Fine. Whoa. Oh no. The Catholic Church is going to cancel me?
They have a lot of money.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't have anything. So
yeah,
you
they
can't get blood from a stone, Catholic Church.
You can't kill that which is already dead.
Yeah. Stop hitting him. He's already dead. Yeah. What can you do to me? I'll fight you. Oh, yeah. I'll fight the Pope.
You'll
said
fight
this
the Pope.
before.
Because like now people are listening. We have like a couple listeners. Like
Because we have
a couple.
Some, yes.
Like out 4. I don't know.
Look, if you're a religious person and you hear me dunk on it, I'm sorry. I'm not dunking on you and your personal beliefs. I'm dunking on institutionalized racism, misogyny, and murder and pedophilia.
For sure.
Okay?
Asterisk.
Not you. It's not even asterisk at this point. I can't fucking talk and I hate you.
Let's go back to this kid who's having a hard time.
Yeah, so this guy ends up performing over 20 exorcism rites on this kid over a 3-month period. So how good of a priest are you?
He has to keep going back in.
Yeah, and there are tons of witnesses. Like, I think at the end of it, like 43 witnesses to all the supernatural paranormal shit going on.
Jeez.
Like furniture flying around. And the worst one, though, is that scratches, like words, would appear on his stomach.
That's messed up. What'd it say?
Oh, we'll get to it. All kinds of stuff. Ronald starts speaking in Latin, and like I said, objects are flying around. Boy, he would just say mean and horrific things, and he tried to hurt people. It was decided by Bowden and other priests trying to help Ronald that he should go to a St. Louis, Missouri hospital, and I'm not sure why we picked there. Like, I've tried.
Maybe it was the closest one. I don't know.
They're in Maryland.
Oh, no, that's not close at all.
No, I think it's because it was like a Catholic hospital and they would allow an exorcism in the hospital.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there had to be a reason that makes sense.
That's my guess because I have no information on that.
Yeah.
And a hospital was necessary at this point because Ronald's like not eating and he has to be fed.
Right.
You know.
It should just, this shit's getting real here.
Yeah, and he's all scratched up and shit. So when they were talking about this in front of Ronald, the word Lewis appeared on his stomach in scratches.
Well, that's where they're going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it approved of, like the demon was like, yes, let's go there, bleh.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then 3.5 weeks appeared on scratched into his stomach because that's how long, and they hadn't said anything yet, but that's how long it would be before they got there.
That's really scary.
It is really scary. And his hands were restrained at the time. He couldn't have done it to himself.
Right.
So they go there, and more exorcisms are performed with Bowden and other Jesuit priests and Catholic priests. It's here that Ronald goes into a violent tantrum and curses and speaks in Latin. Things are really flying around.
Oh, my God.
So was Ronald possessed by Pazuzu, like in The Exorcist? Two things. One, it is never explicitly stated that it's Pazuzu, a demon of the air, that possesses Regan in the book and in the film. The possessing spirit calls itself Legion and the Devil. The priests attending Ronald believe it's the devil, Spicy Daddy himself.
Oh, my God.
It's in St. Louis they are able to free Ronald from the surly bonds of Satan. He dreams of the Archangel Michael with a flaming sword, and if you know your Christian lore, Archangel Michael is the dude who beat the shit out of my boy Lucifer and chained him in a pit or abyss type situation.
Your boy, huh?
My boy. I fail to see how the devil's wrong.
Well.
I've discussed this before.
Oh, I see.
And I stand by it.
Oh, our poor listeners.
So first, though, it wasn't Lucifer, but Azazel the scapegoat, to whom we ascribe all sin, the origin of the word scapegoat, in fact, the sabbatical goat. That's why the devil, the imagery we get is with the hooves and the horns and shit. And in addition to co-opting some pagan horned god crap.
Right. Pan
Again,
and all that.
I'm going to do a whole episode on the spiciest of daddies eventually.
It should be like episode 666, though, right?
That's so far. It's like going to be like 4 years away.
It'll give you plenty of time. It's just, it would be
I'm
funny.
going to do it tomorrow because you're
God.
being contrary. So, yeah, Ronald was free from Satan and left to live his life. And he went on to do some cool shit.
What, Satan did?
No, Ronald.
Okay.
And there's a creepy parallel to the movie, too.
Okay.
So Ronald goes on to work for fucking NASA.
Wow.
If it weren't for his work, we probably wouldn't have landed on the moon.
Oh, my gosh.
He was responsible for research on heat-resistant plating that prevented astronauts from burning to a crisp upon re-entry. Cool.
That guy's rad. I never knew any of that.
Yeah. He worked for NASA for 40 years, and according to friends, he lived in constant fear and terror that his colleagues would find out that he was the inspiration for The Exorcist.
I mean, that's a cool fact. If that were me, I would literally tell everyone.
Oh, right. I'd be at the water cooler and be like, "Hey, Rob, I don't know if you knew this about me, but I was the original Exorcist guy.
Yeah,
it was me. I was
me.
possessed."
I was the guy. But then everyone would ask you so many questions.
Yeah.
It would be hard to talk about.
Well, people would be like, "Okay." Like, I don't know how you respond to that, right? Like,
No.
man.
I mean, it makes sense where he's coming from, but it's just...
You're ruining Cheryl's birthday party, Ronald. We don't want to talk about your demon possession anymore. This is a Wendy's. This is NASA. Yeah. So, yeah, sorry, it's just really funny to me. When, like, he had a close friend who was the one who ended up doing all these interviews after his death conveniently. Mm-hmm. This is not something he ever wanted to be public knowledge.
No. I mean, you're going to... There's just so many things that could go wrong.
Yeah, on Halloween, he would just go get like a hotel room. He wouldn't even stay at his house. He was so afraid people would show up and be like, "Hey, Exorcist guy."
Right, because everyone's watching that movie around that time.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah,
It's spooky season. I got to have some scary stuff. So he had a close friend who does this interview, and when the friend asked him if he was really possessed, he said he wasn't. That it was all a prank, and he was a bad boy that had just wanted attention and to scare the neighborhood kids and his mom.
I mean, that's kind of how I would answer personally, just so you don't have to fucking talk about it.
Yeah, nobody believes him, though, because of, like, there's the flying around stuff and the scratches, and this was all very well documented.
He maybe just even doesn't remember that period in his life too well.
That's kind of what people think, yeah. So what's the creepy connection to the movie? Well, I'll tell you. In the first half of the movie, Chris, Reagan's mother, has a party with some fancy pants famous people, and there's an astronaut there who's getting ready to go into space. Reagan comes downstairs, stares at him, tells him, "You're going to die up there." And then she pisses on the carpet, and everyone's pretty upset.
Right. Okay. It's a big scene
That's
in
the
the
connection, though, is that he worked for NASA and worked directly with astronauts who landed on the moon. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about like a moon mission, the astronaut in the movie.
Yeah.
That's a cool, weird, creepy connection.
Serendipity. Yeah, definitely. That is
synchronicity.
Yeah. That's
yes.
what I was looking for.
I mean, a lot of people may think it's just a coincidence, and sure, but I don't know.
Who knows? It's just a weird thing.
Like, remember, he's already working for NASA. I guess they could have put it in the movie as a nod
wink?
to him.
Yeah.
But I've researched into that. That was purely a coincidence.
Okay.
Yeah. So Ronald died in 2015, just before his 86th birthday. And what's also creepy is that, so throughout his entire life, he was not religious at all. He was like an atheist. He was done with this shit. I don't blame him.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Maybe
on
that's why he
his,
went so hard into science.
yeah,
you know?
on his deathbed though. Now he's out of it. He can't make phone calls. Also to note, he is completely estranged from his adult children. He has like one friend, and he's kind of a recluse.
Yeah.
On his deathbed, a Catholic priest shows up to give him his last rites, and no one could ever figure out who called that guy.
Well, he's sort of famous at the time. I mean,
No.
No.
This did not come out until after his death.
yeah.
These articles, like, nobody knew who he really was, because he was called like Ronald Doe and Roland Doe.
He was trying to conceal himself.
Yeah,
maybe.
he never came out publicly. This was all published after his death. There's no way the priest did not know he was famous for anything.
Okay, but
He
no
just
one,
showed
no
up.
one knows who called this guy.
No.
Like, who was phone? That made sense.
Who was phone?
Yeah.
We don't know. Yeah. So I think and like the friend was really creeped out by it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, do we know what the priest's name was at all?
It didn't have it in any of the articles.
Was
And
it
it is
Father
hearsay,
Marin?
you know. Who knows? So now I want to talk about all the weird and terrible shit that happened during the filming of The Exorcist.
Okay, I only know a little bit like about this. Like, I've heard rumors that someone died on set or something.
Oh no, not just someone.
Oh.
Just like 9 people died.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. So first, the set used as Reagan's house burned to the ground when a bird flew into a circuit box. The only room left untouched by the flames was Reagan's room, where all the horrible shit happened, the scary devil
geez.
shit.
Yeah.
This delayed the film's release by 6 weeks. Before filming resumed, the set was blessed by a Jesuit priest because everybody kind of insisted on it.
Yeah.
They're like, no. Fuck this. Okay. Then there are the deaths. Actor Jack McGowan, I can't say that right, died right after the film's release in 1973 from the flu. Yeah. There's more to this, though.
Okay.
He'd caught it during a flu outbreak in London, and his character, film director Burke, died in the film because a demon-possessed Reagan tossed him out a window down some stairs.
Dang.
But there's more to his death, and we'll get to that in a second.
All right.
The actress who played Damien Karras' mother died the year before the film was released. I'd include her name, but I'd butcher it, so I'm not gonna. She died from natural causes, supposedly. She was, like, very old. Jason Miller, the man who played Father Karras, lost his son to a motorcycle accident just before the film was released. Linda Blair, who played Reagan, and Max von Sydow, who played Father Marin, both lost family members during the filming of The Exorcist. The total deaths during the filming, before it was even released, was 9. Linda Blair fractured her spine. The actress playing Chris, Reagan's mother, injured her back. The set was plagued by accidents and injuries. Set pieces toppled and fell on people all the time. Oh. When screenings were held in Rome, lightning struck the church across the street.
Wow.
Sky Daddy was big mad, I guess.
Right.
The crew frequently witnessed objects on set moving by themselves and just flying through the fucking air. The writer of the book, this is the weirdest fact. I'm just going to say that right now. The writer of the book, William Peter Blatty, said that while writing, he never felt alone. He always felt like there was somebody watching him. And he said it felt like a very evil presence. Like he wasn't really a believer until he wrote the book.
Right.
And then it's just such an offhanded quote from him. It's so insane. Sometimes he would just levitate.
Yeah,
You
me
know,
too.
Just casually vibing around the house, floating.
It would be convenient, good on the joints, you know?
Boop, 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 boop. I wish I could fucking levitate.
Yeah.
Like Baron Harkonnen from Dune. I just want to be a big fat ass, float around, and not have to, like...
That would be so rad.
That'd be so cool.
Just turn down the gravity a little bit, just on me.
Yeah, and I'm just floating around. Just having a good time.
Right.
Close to flying, floating is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I just the quote fucks me up. He's like, yeah, I felt a dark presence, and everybody's like, yeah, okay. Plus, I'm just levitating constantly. I don't know what that's about. It just seems
Like you do.
oh, excuse me,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed that journalists didn't just stop the interview right there and go, I'm sorry, what?
What?
You're what now? Yeah.
You know, levitating. Yeah, brush my teeth, levitate, and
10 p.m. levitate. Then I wake up at 8 a.m. I have a little toast, levitation.
I wish I levitated when I wrote stuff.
Yeah, you don't. No. I've watched you. It's not
No,
happening.
just folded up like a pretzel.
Yep. Hurting myself in the morning just because I slept weird. Billy Graham, TV preacher and annoying asshole, said the very film the movie was on was cursed. It was okay, buddy. How is hell this time of year? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of TV evangelists, y'all. I think, exploiting people for money because they're scared or sad or desperate is really fucking gross.
I agree with you.
Pay me and I'll pray for you. Oh, that sounds like something Jesus would say, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly what he said as he kicked out the bankers from
He flogged
the temple.
them. Oh, Jesus is kind of kinky, you know what I'm saying? I think he's the biggest sadomasochist.
No.
Y'all ever seen the movie The Thrashing of the Christ? That's just BDSM for 2.5 hours.
Lightning struck in that movie too.
It struck the actor
Yeah.
twice. Sky Daddy wasn't about it.
He was putting the nano on that.
He sure was. Because maybe Mel Gibson is a big anti-Semite.
He is not okay.
He's gone full weird beard.
Weird beard.
I hate that guy too. I'll fight him as well. Although I don't know, he probably works out. But he's old.
Right.
So maybe I
He's
could
old and
trip him
weird.
and
Yeah.
he'll break a hip and die of pneumonia. That'd be cool. So, fun facts about The Exorcist. It was the first horror movie nominated for Best Picture. The opening of the movie was filmed in Hatra, Iraq. Pazuzu, though he looks terrifying, was actually a guardian spirit who protected people from an evil female demon. It's just the patriarchy saving us again.
She sounds cool.
She's a pussy queen. That's what she is. Sorry. I don't know what the fuck's
my.
wrong with me today. He is depicted with bulging eyes, a serpent winding around his waist, a raging boner, and a dog snarl. Cute. Right? It's
Just
very
your type.
cute. Just my giant hard dick.
Oh, wait, what is he on
Sticking
the
out.
cryptid?
He's not.
Oh, he's not on the scale?
Oh, on the fuckability scale?
Right.
Oof, that's a rough one because I prefer a more human-y face, and the dog face is going to fuck me up. But he has a human dick. So, I mean, he is fuckable, technically.
Well, that's why I brought out the scale.
He's got wings. That could be interesting. Can you fly in
Flapping
the air
away.
and fuck at the same time? I bet you could.
Who knows?
But without anything for leverage, right?
Well,
I
you
think
could
that would be hard.
levitate.
If I had the power of levitation, then Pazuzu flying sex could
3 or 4.
Yeah, about a 3.
Okay.
If you're confused, the cryptid fuckability scale is as follows. Mothman's number 1.
You love him.
I am down to fuck Mothman. 0 for the chupacabra.
You don't like werewolves.
I'm really out on werewolves because here's the thing. The part that I fuck has to be humanoid.
Right.
A dog like
Werewolf
Red
is
Rocket.
questionable, yeah.
And I know if there's Omegaverse fans out there, I've really upset you. If you don't know what the Omegaverse is,
I don't.
Google it.
I'm not
for
gonna.
fun. Nothing bad will happen. You're not
I'm
going
not
to
gonna do
emotionally
this.
scar yourself for life or anything.
We were
All
talking
it
about a
is-
movie.
I'll get back to it. Okay, so the Omegaverse for you guys listening is just paranormal romance, werewolf fiction.
That's why I don't know what it is. I don't read that.
I'm really out on werewolves as a fuckable entity in general. Vampires,
Some people
Way
are going to
better.
disagree, and they can write in.
you can tell me why that Red Rocket
I
shit's
wanna read
better.
that. I want to read this.
And I'm just gonna laugh. I'm sorry. It's gross and it's just borderline problematic. But I won't. You know what? I won't yuck your yum because it's
I'm dying.
make believe fantasy creatures, and that's okay. I would fuck a tentacle monster though. That sounds fun.
We were talking about a movie.
Look how upset he is. It's so funny. I can't help myself. So William Friedkin, the director, abused the shit out of his cast and crew. He would fire blanks behind them so they'd look actually scared.
Oh my God.
He slapped actors and yelled abusive things at them. He worked them until they were exhausted. And really the reason Jack McGowan died is because he refrigerated the set so you could see people's breath. And this is the era before CGI. So this caused actor Jack McGowan, who was trying to get over the flu, to get pneumonia and, die.
Oh.
He gave no fucks that Linda and the woman playing her mother got hurt. And he didn't give a fuck that Jack died. What a cunt.
Wow.
He's still alive, I think, so we can fight him too.
Yeah, we'll fight him.
Why not make a little movie about you, William Friedkin?
I want a movie with all the guys are going to fight.
Let's get a cattle prod and just poke him and go, I don't believe you're scared enough. Bzz, 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 bzz. I'm so, and Kubrick did that to
with the birds
the actress
and
there.
stuff.
With what?
The birds.
That would be Alfred Hitchcock and Tippi Hedren.
Well, I was close.
She was scared of birds, so she was cast in a movie about killer birds called Birds. I just think if you're scared of birds, it's not the role for you. I'm going to be honest. But Hitchcock would terrorize her with birds.
Yeah. Well, they just do crazy stuff to these actors.
But Kubrick would just scream and make her do the take over and over and over, Shelley Duvall.
Yeah.
Over and over and over. And she had a mental breakdown and couldn't work in movies until recently. She was on Dr. Phil because he's an exploitive asshole.
Oh, yeah.
Who would also fight.
Oh, yeah. We'll fight him.
Yeah. I kind of want to fight him and Ben Shapiro at once.
Right. You could pick up Ben Shapiro and hit him.
Yeah, I'll beat a motherfucker with a motherfucker.
Right. Well, Ben Shapiro is very small in my mind.
He's a little fella.
Yeah.
He's
I mean, I'm only
fella.
5'4", but I think I could take him.
You're 5'5".
I don't know. Somewhere around there.
Look, I like me a short king most of the time. But
if you can find me. I'm really small.
it's easily hid. But yeah, that's kind of the background story and lore on The Exorcist, which I think makes it better. Also, if you're gonna watch any cut of it, watch the director's cut, because that's where she spider walks down the stairs. Yeah, then she licks an ankle.
I never want my ankle licked.
Not by anything or anyone at any time.
No, I mean, maybe a very small dog. That's okay.
Yeah, Bunny can lick your ankle. Yeah. But that part is really scary. But yeah, I recommend that movie. It's got a lot of offensive things in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay. So now we're going to do some business time.
Business time.
First of all, I'm going to talk about my soap.
Do it.
Give me an endorsement for the soap, Merris.
Oh, well, it's super great.
Thanks. No one's going to buy it now.
No, it's real good soap. You're going to want to buy it.
Well, I have eczema because, of course, I do. It's just the most annoying thing ever. And so while the pandemic was in full swing, I decided to try and make some soap to help it because I wasn't doing anything else. And you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
It smells great. That's my favorite part.
It smells good.
Yeah.
Now, I do like to say this because people are confused. It's a rinse-off product. That shit ain't going to stay on you.
It's not
after
a
the
perfume.
shower.
That's what stays on you.
I make those too, though. So if you like the smell of soap, you're going to want to get the matching perfume oil. But yeah, it's all vegan, my recipe, and they're just creamy, delicious bars.
And you want it to wash off. You don't want residue on you.
Residue is wrong.
If you are smelling like your soap afterwards, you might have some residue.
Well, and you're likely using a detergent. Most soaps from the stores are detergents, and that doesn't align with the pH of your skin. So homemade soap is just better for you.
It's made of
oil. In
oil.
addition, I treat it like art. I make little temporary works of art out of soap. So you need to go to my website to at least look at it and marvel at it and then give me a compliment.
And tell me that my pictures are great.
And Merris takes the pictures for me.
Yeah.
I'll soon have some art up there, bath bombs, lotion, you name it. Jewelry. I'd make all that stuff. So you can go there, go to our link tree. And if you're a listener, use code CRUEL, CRUEL, and you can get 10% off your order.
Yeah.
And I just restocked everything I sold out of. So.
Yeah, you'll keep restocking, so just keep looking.
Yeah, it takes me a minute, but I can restock. I'm constantly making
because you're making it, actually making it, so...
And also, we have a Patreon, you guys. And if you're listening for the first time, you're like, not another Patreon. Yes.
Yes, another Patreon.
That's right. But here's the thing. We release a Patreon exclusive episode every week. Not once a month like other pods. Not to diss on other pods, but maybe a little shade is thrown.
And you get stuff on our Patreon, like actual stuff.
Yeah, if you're in the $10 Pen Pal tier, we'll send you a letter and a little present every month in the mail. In fact, if you're a $10 patron listening to this, those packages go out Monday.
Monday.
It's I'm going to probably have to hire someone eventually.
It's crazy.
It's a lot. But yeah, it's very fun. And then we have our $1 tier, which is where we do bonus commentary or bonus commentary video. And those are usually about 15 to 30 minutes. We do that anywhere from 2 to 3 times a month. And you also get all of our episodes ad-free, just not the bonus episode. That's on our $5 tier.
And we're doing video.
We are doing, you can see my head.
If you wanna.
Also, if you do want to see case photos, because I have them for this case, they will be up on our Patreon on a public post. That means you don't have to join to look at our photos. I didn't take the fucking photos. I don't think I should get paid for them.
Right.
If you want to join our Discord, that is not behind a paywall. Just come join it. Show me pictures of your cats. Right now, we're trading recipes, apparently.
Yeah. We're
That's
pleasant.
fun. We are pleasant. I like seeing pictures of people's families and their pets and what they've had for dinner. We talk about our favorite movies. We share memes. We have a vent channel. If you're having a real rough day, you can go in there and just go, blah.
Just bitch in there. Just bitch forever.
Yeah, we love it. We try and help each other out. We kind of made a really cute little community there.
Yes.
Nice
I
safe
wish it was a
space.
village.
Man, I think that all the time. If we could just live
Our Discord village.
Our Discord village.
We're like Animal Crossing.
and we just trade things.
Yeah.
And it's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love that. And the final point of business time, me and Merris write stuff.
We do write stuff, and it's good, and you should read it.
Merris has a free book out called I Devil, and it is a comedy, romance, horror?
Yes, all those things together.
About the devil falling in love, and it is very cute, very funny, kind of scary, and it made me cry like a baby. And it's free.
It's free.
Yeah. I'm writing a book too. I'm almost done with it. It's called Otherland. I have it on Kindle Vella right now. That means you can read the first 3 chapters for free, and then you buy some tokens. You get some free tokens when you sign up. So go read that story. If you like, okay, here's the premise of the story real quick. Human girl goes to fairyland, and she just gets a lot of boyfriends.
I love that premise.
Yeah. And the boyfriends are boyfriends. And
That's
everyone's
great.
kind of gay.
Right.
But not really. But kind of.
This book should probably be banned in every America.
It's light on the spice. It's a kind of a slow burn romance. And I haven't spoiled anything. You'll figure it out once you read it. But you just like reading about pretty men being pretty and not threatening or mean. Yeah, it's a book for you.
I think that sounds lovely.
Yeah, I didn't do a very good job synopsizing it. I do better on Amazon.
It's fun and adventure and everything.
It's fun and cute, and it has some scary moments,
Yeah.
but in general, it's a pretty nice story to read if you like romance and you like feeling good. which I
Everyone
like both
does.
things.
Yeah.
We also have some other, we have a million books everywhere. We have some on Amazon. So go check those out. I just gave you the free options if you want a little taste of our writing. We're really easy to find if you Google us.
Or if you just want to send us money, do it.
Wow, Merris. That's very subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have a coffee account if you enjoy our content and you just want to tip us like $5. We will literally go get a coffee.
We literally do what the thing we said. Yeah.
Yeah, like me and Willow had said we'd love to go out for sushi. Someone sent us sushi money and I went out that day.
We ran.
We did. I drove an hour to get sushi. That's how much it meant to me. But yeah, anything like that. And if you're listening and you're like in the global south, like in Brazil or Argentina or Mexico or wherever, I know ebooks are really expensive over there. And if you can't afford to read our books, but you really want to read them, guys, just send me an email.
Just
I
let
will
us
give
know.
them to you.
Yeah.
I will. I will just give you a book. You don't have to
I don't even care if you're just like, I just want it.
You can be American and be like, I am cheap. And
I'm
I don't want to
poor,
pay for it, but I would love to read it.
Just say
By all
so.
means, just say so. I'll put my contact information in the description, and I will happily send you a book.
Yes.
Or all of them. I don't fucking care.
Yeah,
I just want people to read them.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Listen, y'all, we learned a long time ago we ain't making money off this writing shit. It's not happening. Never. But we like to write, so
I want people to read
we want people to read. So, yeah, that's the business time for today. I'm sorry it was so long. I just, had a lot of updates.
Yeah.
Yeah. But please join our Discord.
Do it.
Yeah. And we're in there off and on throughout the day. Willow is really busy. So
I'm a lurker.
Merris is a lurker. I pop in a few times during the afternoon and evening. It will never be morning unless I'm just
Never.
still awake.
Never be morning.
We're not morning people. But the rest of the community like talks amongst themselves and have all become like friends. So there's
Yeah.
always someone to talk to in there.
It's
and
Animal Crossing.
It is Animal Crossing. It just feels less lonely because podcasting can be kind of a lonely endeavor at first.
We go to work in our bedroom.
Yeah. And then you just throw it out there into the void of the internet. And when we first started, I remember, you guys, our first episode for the first month it was out had 12 downloads, and that's it.
That's better than nothing.
Yeah,
Shout out to the original 12.
Yeah, I mean, most of those became patrons and are still patrons, and that's really cool. But man, I was impressed back then. I was like, wow, I didn't think anyone would listen.
Yeah.
But now, we have downloads in the thousands
And
every
there's
week.
millions of podcasts out there.
Yeah.
Millions and billions.
That we even chart or have any listeners at all is sort of a miracle. Because you know how much advertising I did, y'all? Like zero.
None.
I don't know what I'm doing on social media. So, yeah. I just want to give you guys my appreciation because I know a lot of you listening have been with us since like day one,
those
like
original
year
12.
one. Yeah. But you've been here the whole time and you listen to every episode and you send me such nice letters and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I always love hearing from you, from the listeners. I don't like to say fans. It seems really icky to me.
No, man.
I'm not anybody. I'm just some lady in Arkansas.
Literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to tell y'all I appreciate you. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Us on your social media platform of choice. Linktree/Cruelty has all of the links. Check out our Patreon for exclusive episodes, merch, ad-free episodes, live ghost hunts, and much more. Please be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded weekly. Thank you so much. See you next time. Music and production by Willie B.